My name is Danisha, and I am a senior, which is weird, and I'm a BFA student here. I would describe my work as for the weirdos. It is colorful, it's super strange, and it's all about me. I would describe myself as an artist as somebody who takes a lot of liberties. I love to include humor. I love to make people kind of dissect my work in a way. I love when people have to get really close or look really hard or think super hard about what I'm thinking about when I'm creating and how I kind of present me through the art, if that makes any sense. When I create art, I think it makes me feel crazy. I think it's my most insane version of myself, and I think that that's a really good thing, or at least I hope it is. Yeah, I feel insane, I feel out of control, but in a really weird way, the the most in control I've ever felt in my life over something. It feels like locked in, kind of like me and art are holding hands.
Danisha, I feel like has one of the best studios up in that space because of like all of like the small, what are they called? Those like stills or storyboarding that she's been doing for her show. But it's so exciting to like see those, and I actually have just like keep encouraging her just to put those into the exhibition. But again, it's also interesting to see like a student that really did have at one point like another major, and to be working so closely also with the film department to bring in like those two outside interests into the exhibition. I feel like obviously that's a nice thing about Keene State, right? If you're a liberal arts student, you know, you get to actually kind of have you have the time to sort of develop friendships, but also, you know, exposure to different majors. So yeah, I think Danisha's work will be super exciting just to actually see all those videos and films kind of come together in that same space, and hopefully the storyboards. That's my like plug to her.
Creating art for like animation or TV or anything is much more, I think, just like a lot of scrutinizing myself and kind of like really making sure that details land and kind of making sure that I know why I'm doing certain things or thinking about it's a lot of thinking, much more thinking, and really trying to make sure that things look and deliver a certain way for a certain audience or a certain group of people. Versus when I'm creating art, I feel like it is more for me, but also for like maybe like my inner my inner artist, my inner creative. It feels much more like I can make more liberties or choices that wouldn't make sense or wouldn't feel right. But when creating for a TV show or anything like that, it feels much more like I'm thinking 20 years ahead of how it's going to be seen now. And if that, yeah, it's just like sort of strange and weird in that way. My process is much more, for this show specifically, I think I have really been diving into memory and specifically my projection of memories onto my childhood, which I think anyone has when they look back on their childhood. There's certain like keywords or buzzwords that they like fill in. But I've been really, through looking at photographs of my childhood, I've been really processing what was actually going on because I've learned a lot of things about my life and my family, like just from being 22 now, but also just by trying to kind of add an innocence to my childhood that maybe wasn't there completely when I was in that space, in that era, I guess, of my life. Kind of always forced to think about race, but it's been a really interesting thing to like paint race even when I'm making everyone's skin color like colors, like not human colors. It's been interesting that it'd be like this person's white and like this person's black, and kind of thinking about that while I'm doing it because it is such an important part of my life. And super interesting to kind of think about how that impacted my development as well. But yeah, it's been very cathartic to do this and to like spend so many hours staring at the faces of myself and the people that I love or have loved in my life. It's very therapeutic and kind of insane in a weird way because it feels like I'm also not only projecting like this innocence, but I'm projecting like how I feel or how I used to feel about these people onto them in while I'm painting it in real time, which is super surreal. But yeah, my process has been slow, but it's been very, very meditative for me. So my work can be seen on Instagram at Nisha Cubed Art. And then my show will be on the 12th from 4 to 7. I always want to say 4 to 8, but it's 4 to 7. And I'll be around. I'll be on YouTube. I'm also Nisha on there or not Nisha. But yeah, my Instagram is where you'll find me most of the time, Nisha Cubed Art. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for
you.
doing